Hey traders, welcome back to another BrightFunded Funded Trader interview. Here at BrightFunded, you can trade up to $400K when you pass your evaluation phases and become a funded trader. I'm Eduardo, the host for the interview, and today I've got the pleasure of interviewing Diyar, one of our funded traders who's received multiple payouts. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. Hey Diyar, thank you so much for jumping on today. I'm really looking forward to our discussion today. Hopefully we can dive a bit more into your trading journey, how you found it so far, and pretty much your experience from head to toe. I think it'd be great just to get a little bit of insight into yourself. I think it'd be great to cut straight to the chase, man. If you could give a little introduction about yourself, maybe how long you've been trading for, what you do your day to day, it'll be great, man. So yeah, the floor's yours.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, so my name is Diyar. So I currently live in Nottingham. So I started trading around 2019. I started with crypto. I lost some money on like shit coins and stuff, and then I thought I'm too smart, I can do it. But then later on, I realized no, I'm not that smart that I thought I am. And then I started the journey by finding out why everybody is losing, why am I losing, like with stuff like that, until it took me around 3 to 4 years until I got here, until I finally found myself like profitable and with consistency as well.
Yeah. So you say, you've been trading for around 6 years, am I right?
I've been trading around 6 years, yeah.
Okay.
But it took me around 3 to 4 years to be profitable.
Okay. I'd still say that's pretty quick. What do you think?
It is. I think it is quick for some people. If like I didn't have anybody to teach me how to trade, but like for somebody that have another trader, let's say next to him, they can learn a lot quicker. But like for me, I didn't have anybody to like either support me, like to either like teach me how to trade. I could. What I was doing is I self-taught myself, like through reading books, finding out why I'm always failing, because most of the reason of why retail trader fails is because they don't want to succeed. Like mostly, as we say that trading is mostly psychology, let's say 90% is psychology. I found out that all of us, like most of us, we don't actually want to succeed, because it's like a self-sabotaging belief that we have during childhood and stuff. So when like our parents or in school, they like discriminated us or for whatever reason, you create a belief in your mind that you don't want to succeed. I know like you say you want to succeed, but whatever you do, your behavior, you create a pattern that you actually don't want to succeed. So when I found out that this is my reason why I'm always failing, was like one snap, I quickly jumped into being a profitable trader. So
I actually really want to get into that. I think that the topic of psychology is something that's really overlooked, particularly within the trading space. And I know you mentioned a lot of things comes from our childhood. So let's say it could be related to a number of things. What do you think? Could you give like any specific examples as to what you think could happen in someone's like childhood that would possibly prevent them from being successful in trading?
Yeah, so I've been to school, like you might have been to school, like in school especially, they teach us to be successful is to get a degree, especially during childhood. When they create a belief in your mind that to be successful is to get a degree, then subconsciously whatever you do to be successful, you just can't do it. You can't do it. Let's say you want to be a profitable trader or be like whatever you want to be. If you really want to be a profitable trader, you need to do like whatever it takes to be a profitable trader. Otherwise, you wouldn't get there. But let's say if you have this kind of belief been created in your mind during childhood, if to be a profitable trader needs to eat an apple in the morning, you can't, like if you have this kind of belief in your mind, you can't eat it.
Yeah.
Let's say for example, plan to eat an apple every morning to be successful in trading. Now, I know they are not related to each other, but you begin to see your mind doesn't want you to eat this apple.
Yeah.
Because whenever you want to get to the goal, then your mind begins to take you back. Say, no, this apple is not going to make you successful. Let's just not eat it. Just keep it. And then you begin to just go back to your old self and not be as successful in whatever goal you want to be.
Yeah, no.
When I found out about this, I was like, okay, if this is the case, I need to do whatever my mind don't want me to do. I wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. I take a cold shower and then I go to gym. Like I go to gym first and then I come back and take a cold shower. These things my mind does not want me to do. It hates it, but I do it because I'm keep pushing my mind to do the things that I don't want to do. Because if I don't teach my mind that way, then it's very easy to just do a stupid mistake during trading and then blow your account.
Yeah. So essentially what I understand is you have to be in control of your mind and your emotions in particular. Otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. And that comes with repetition, because you cannot just say, okay, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. every day and then be a successful trader. You need to really want to be successful in trading. And then you get to the belief that, okay, by waking up 6 a.m. in the morning, by keep doing this, I'm confirming to myself that I want this.
Yeah.
I want this goal to be achieved. But if you don't do it for one day, that means this specific day you don't want to be successful. And then you do a stupid mistake. You blow your account maybe, or lose some money.
Yeah, 100%. So it's the discipline is you need the emotional, mental discipline to do things out consistently. Otherwise, if you're not disciplined in your day-to-day life outside of the charts, how do you expect to be disciplined when it comes to taking trades and taking A+ setups?
Of course, if you're not disciplined in going to the gym, let's say, how can you be disciplined in not moving your stop loss?
Yeah.
Moving your stop loss is something that a non-negotiable. You must not move it at any time, like at any cost. So if you don't teach your mind to do the things that you don't want to do, you're not going to be a profitable trader, especially like in the outside world, like in the things outside of trading, like with going to whatever things, like you can make an apple a non-negotiable and eat it every day and tell to yourself, by eating this apple, I'm confirming to myself that I really want trading. Because it's very different by saying you want trading and by confirming to yourself every day that you want to be successful. They are very different. Everybody wants to make money in trading, but not every one of them do the things that it takes
to get there. Yeah, spot on. Yeah, that's actually a great point. I think we just dived straight in, which is actually really, really good. But I just wanted to slowly peel back a bit. So just to talk about maybe your life before trading, did you ever envision yourself becoming a trader? Like when you were growing up, did you ever have any thoughts, one day I want to become a trader and so forth? Or was
I had not being a trader, but I always had a vision that one day I'll be so different. One day I'll be like so successful. I don't know how this vision came to me, but I had this vision, and that was the thing that was keep pushing me to be like, to not give up. Like, because it took me really 4 years. I know, as you said, it's quick, but it's a long time for some people, especially because when you're losing, you're not only losing money, you're also losing time.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. I think it's one of the most valuable assets, isn't it? That's time that you can't get back. Whereas money, you can essentially work for it back. But it's the time that you literally can't replace it. I get you, it can be tricky. Okay, cool. So you never really had the visions, but of course, when I feel like the crypto bull run in 2019 was super popular, you eventually saw your way into like the space, the trader space in particular. So I'm assuming that you started off with your own personal capital. Yeah. So how long were you trading your own personal capital for?
I was first, as I said, I started with crypto. I was like buying the cheap cryptos, like the cheap ones that I was afraid to get into Bitcoin and stuff because it was too volatile. I didn't have money. Like I was always thinking I'm going to lose I can't afford to buy Bitcoins and stuff. And then I was keep trading my personal capital until like around 2021, around 2000, at the end of 2021. And then I started I heard about prop firms from a friend of mine, and then they introduced me.
Yeah.
They introduced prop firm to me, and then I started upload so many accounts, and then I was keep trying until like finally I got to a level that I can easily pass the challenge right now.
Yeah. Okay, I wanted to ask you, so when you originally shifted over to like trading prop firm, how did you find the transition? Like in terms of, because of course you see that the digits are a lot bigger in comparison to personal capital. So was there like an adjustment period? Like, let's say when you're in a bit of drawdown, it'll be like in the thousands rather than in the hundreds. Was that difficult to cope with?
Yeah, so the reason why I moved to prop firm was because I wasn't like accountable to myself. I was always making mistakes. I was like, okay, let's say if I go to prop firms and then they have rules, they apply rules on me, and then I need to follow the rules. Like that was back in time. And then I was like, I need to follow these rules because I know that I'm trading personal capital and there's nobody to look after me and say, you're not allowed to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, if I go on prop firms and work with the prop firm and buy a challenge, for example, and they have rules that I need to follow. That was the reason why I went to prop firm, because I wanted to create some kind of mindset that makes me follow the rules. Yeah. Because whenever I was writing rules, I'll never follow them.
So yeah, I know what you mean. So with the prop firms, you literally have to stick to those rules. Otherwise, just keep lowering the challenges. Okay, so you started in 2021 and you said you got profitability around 2023, am I correct? Or 2023?
Yeah, around 2023, yeah.
Okay, so those 2 years that you were trading prop firms but not having like much success, was it difficult for you? And did you ever think, oh, maybe this isn't for me?
Yeah, I went to like, because I've been through this kind of time that, sometimes you just say to yourself that this thing is not for you, because I had my wife supporting me all the time. That was really a great thing to me. She was always pushing me to not give up, because if you don't I know environment is really matter, especially in trading. If you don't have anybody to support you, it's very easy for you to just give up. But if you have somebody to support you, it's like a mountain behind your back, and whenever you want to give up, they're gonna push you forward again and say, no, you're not allowed to give up. You need to keep pushing and pushing. Yeah,
I think the support system is key. During that period, I think every successful trader kind of has to go through it where you're thinking, is this for me? Should I just quit and do something else? But it's the people that you can fall back on. And some people, unfortunately, don't have people that they can fall back on. And it makes it that bit harder. But I think every successful trader has to go through that before they make it to the next level, because it builds that resilience. And it really helps you. It helps to differentiate you from essentially everyone else that's on the market trying to make money. Because I feel there's not really. What do you think about the barrier to entry in terms of trading? Do you think it's too low, or do you think it's just one of those things that it just is what it is?
What do you mean the barrier of trading? I didn't.
But anyone can open up. Obviously, you have to be over 18, but anyone can open up a trading account and start trading today. No experience, no understanding of the market. You can just go put money into an account and start taking trades, trying to make money. Do you think that's an unrealistic, or let's say the barrier is too low, or too easy to enter, and that's what is such a challenge to traders, because they enter it with a different mindset that they need to have?
Well, everybody who starts trading at the beginning, they think it's too easy. Just think it's like if they make $100 a day, they just stop working and not go back to their work and start trading, and then they whenever the market slaps them across the face, and then they begin to realize this is not something that they can do. Like, if I can do it, like everybody can do it, but they begin to realize, no, this is not what I thought it is. And then when this happens, then they create a fear in their mind that they cannot face the market. So let's say I start trading today. I make some money, and then I find trading is very easy. And then later on, maybe next few days, I blow my account. And then when you blow the account, your mind creates a fear. And then when this fear happens, whenever you want to make money or whenever you want to touch the charts, your mind wants to save you from it.
Yeah.
And it reacts.
It's like
it's more like, let's say a dog bits you when you're a child, and then your mind creates let's say self-defensive mechanism that whenever you see a dog, you just run away from it.
Yeah, man. 100%. Yeah, literally, it's a survival mechanism because your brain doesn't want you to feel that pain.
Yeah.
So it's like you're fighting against yourself when you're stepping on the chart, and it's just
exactly. Yeah. So when they lose the money, and then when they create the fear, they begin to be like all over the place, and then some of them might realize, no, this thing is not for them.
Yeah.
But if somebody really wants to achieve this, they can achieve it, but they really need to want it. It's more like wanting a stuff so bad. If you really want to be successful, you need to do like literally anything. So for me, if it requires me to like drill a mountain to be successful in trading, I'll do it. But for somebody else who wants to make money in trading but might not subconsciously want it, they're not even willing to eat an apple in the morning.
Yeah. So you really have to want it.
You really have to want it. It doesn't matter what it takes. So if you really want it and you confirm to yourself every day, you'll get there. Because it's more like it's more like a very thin bridge. If you really want it, you can walk on it. If you don't want it, it doesn't matter how you feel like you want to make money or not, you're going to fall down from the bridge.
Yeah, 100%. Totally get what you mean. Okay, awesome. So yeah, on the topic of prop firms then, I wanted to know, so how did you stumble across BrightFunded? And what made you decide to like give BrightFunded a shot in terms of like the challenges?
Well, I was browsing for a prop firm because I'm funded with multiple prop firms, and then I was browsing for a new prop firm to get my capital, to get more capital. And then I found BrightFunded on prop firm match. I was like, okay, let me give this a try. And then I found like their rules are very easy. They have like add-ons that you can skip the minimum trading days, like get a 90% payout. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is very easy. Like this is for me because I'm very aggressive on challenge. I want to pass the challenge like 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days. I don't want to spend so much time on it. And the BrightFunded has an add-on that you can skip the minimum trading days. And I was like, okay, this is my cup of tea. I want to give this a try. I bought a challenge and passed it with 2 days.
Oh, wicked. Amazing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, was it just all wins, or was it 1 win, 1 loss, and then 2 more wins?
So, as I said, I'm very aggressive on challenge. So when I buy the challenge, I risk like 3% or some 2% to 3%, and I aim to pass the phase 1 with 1 trade, and then when I pass it, and then I aim to pass the second phase with still 1 trade. If I lose the 2%, let's say, the second trade, I still want to pass with this specific trade. I fail the challenge or pass the challenge.
Yeah. Okay. And how does that differ when you're funded? What does your risk management look like?
When I'm funded, I'm only risking 1%. I'm not allowed to risk more than 1%.
Okay, nice. Okay, amazing.
And I trade mechanically. So my strategy is mechanical. So my mind is not allowed to intervene what to do or what not to do. So when the strategy says buy, I need to buy like a robot, let's say.
Yeah.
The strategy says it's a sell today. sometimes my mind intervenes. No, I think the market is too nice to go up today. I was like, I'm not. You're not allowed to intervene. The market says it's a sell. It's a sell. Just sell.
Okay, nice. And how, when you were doing the challenges and during the funding stage, how did you find BrightFunded's like training conditions, or support if you ever needed support, payouts? It'll be great to hear how many payouts you've received, maybe your biggest payout.
As I said, I passed the challenge. I think it was last month. I made a payout, and as I'm in holiday right now, I'm not very active, so I'm not getting more capitals with BrightFunded. But their payout was really good. I had the weekly payouts add-on, and then my payout, I think it took around 6 to 7 hours to get to me. Yeah, the training condition was good. There was a little bit of slippage. I spoke with the support regarding this, and they were willing to fix this problem. I think they fixed it for me anyway.
Okay, great, man. Yeah, that's great to hear. Awesome. Now, Diyar, to touch a bit more on your trading journey, I think we can save this trading strategy because I'd love to get into more details later date. But in terms of your trading journey, what would you say, if you have to pin it to 3 things, helped change everything for you to become a consistent trader? I know you touched on discipline before, but was there anything else?
The 3 things?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing was to learn about mechanical system. Like, I was like, to be able to make money in this market is to know where the market is going. And then I found out that no, there is a mechanical system that you don't even need to know what the market is going to do. You just backtest a strategy for like 4 to 5 years, and then you gain the confidence to the strategy. And then when the strategy tells you buy, you just buy. When the strategy tells you sell, you just sell. But if you don't have data of your strategy, then you're not going to be confident to apply it. That's why I always backtest minimum 4 to 5 years. So when I backtest the 4 to 5 years, if the result is positive, then I gain the confidence. Then I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter if I'm losing today, if I'm losing tomorrow, after tomorrow, it doesn't matter, because I have seen the result already on the backtesting that it will make me money, like consistency, long term. I don't care about today or tomorrow. I look at long term, like let's say at the end of the year.
Yeah, but that makes sense. In terms of finding your strategy, was it a thing where you just spent time on the charts and started noticing certain patterns and how price moved? Or did you see a few videos on YouTube and maybe you went down like a rabbit hole?
Yeah, so what I'm doing on chart is I'm working on time-based system. So let's say you go to work at 8 a.m., for example, yeah? Whenever you go out, whoever you see on the road, most of them, let's say 90% of them are also going to work. If you, let's say 10 minutes late, you're going out and you are 10 minutes late, whoever you see on the road, most of them are also late to work. So this is a pattern always happening. Let's say you go outside at 4 p.m., you see somebody on the road, someone maybe with a dog. The next day, if you observe it, you begin to see the same people again. But we don't observe it. But if you notice, if you go out and notice, try to pay attention to them, you begin to see the same people every day. I'm not talking about the day they're off, for example. If they're off on Saturday and Sunday, you might not see them. But most of the time, if you go out the same time, 8 a.m., for example, you're going to work, you begin to see the same people, the same car, the same red car, the same white van. And that's basically what I'm doing. On chart, let's say today it made a big spike on NASDAQ at, let's say, 4 p.m. on 15-minute time frame, for example. I look at it, I say, okay, this 4 p.m. move, was it just by accident or is it like a pattern, just like the 8 a.m. when you go to work? Yeah. I look at the days before that. I see if there is any potential for this strategy to have an edge. If, let's say, for the first month it had an edge, like it has some potential to have an edge, and then I began to backtest it. First year, if it was positive, I continue backtesting. Second year, if it was still positive, and then I still backtest it until I get like 4 to 5 years, until I get confidence in the strategy.
Okay, that makes sense. So now that you have confidence in the strategy, do you still backtest now?
Right now, I have I'm confident with the strategy that I don't think I need to complicate it more by doing more backtesting, because I was in a point where I was keep backtesting, keep finding new strategies that I wasn't able to even apply my own strategy that is making money. So I was like, okay, let me just apply what I have, what I'm confident with. And then when it began to not make money anymore, it's very easy for me to find a strategy that is working. Because if something is not working, there's another thing that is working on top of it.
Yeah.
For example, if you see somebody tomorrow when you go to work, next day, if they don't come anymore, you will find another person that comes to work on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll need to bet on it instead of the previous one.
100%. That definitely makes sense. I think I agree with you. I think it gets to a point that when you get the confidence in your strategy and you know what you're doing, sometimes backtesting can almost sometimes throw you off, because you start looking for more and more when it's not necessarily a necessity. Like, you don't actually need to do the backtest. Now it's just about forward testing and maybe learning and journaling and seeing what you can adapt if necessary. But I feel like once you have your proven edge that statistically works, and you've gone back the few years and you've seen that you actually have a profitable edge, stick with it and just make sure you take A+ setups and let time do its thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and with mechanical, it's not only a strategy that you need to find out. It's two level. First level, you need to find a strategy that is working. Second level is you need to find out why you are not working. So if I was keep backtesting, I wasn't working. The strategy that I found out first was working, but I wanted more. So that means I wasn't working. So I needed to find out why I'm not working. And then I began to find out about my psychology patterns that I'm making every day. Okay, if I'm keep backtesting, that means I want more. Then that means I need to stop this. And then I stop backtesting and I'm making money. So one strategy, one trade a day is more than enough to. There are some people that thinking to make money in trading, you need to be on chart literally every hour. But no, 1 hour a day is more than enough. You don't even need to do London session and New York session, Asian session. You can just do one session and make even more money than other people who is doing the 3 sessions.
Yeah. But would you agree that in trading, less is more?
Less is more, 100%, yes.
Yeah. And
100% is more.
So you trade roughly 1 hour a day? Is that what I gather?
Yeah, 1 hour a day when the New York open. Sometimes I trade in the morning as well, but especially since I'm on holiday right now, I don't trade in the morning. I only trade New York session when the market open. When my strategy says a buy, I just buy. It says sell, I just sell. So I'm not staying on chart for more than an hour.
Okay, nice. Okay, thank you, man. I just had literally 2 more questions that I wanted to ask. So for the traders that are still currently struggling, they're able to pass the first step, the second step, but then when it gets to the funded phase, they really struggle with the mentality. What tip would you give to them to help get over that obstacle?
Yeah, so the key is discipline. If they really want it, they need to do whatever it takes. So if, let's say, I need to do whatever it takes, what does it mean? Let's say I pass the challenge. Now I'm funded. Does that mean I don't need to follow rules anymore? No, you need to even make it more strict. Your rules on chart is not enough. You need to have more rules outside of trading. Let's say I'm vaping, for example. I'm a vapor. But I don't vape until 5 p.m. every day. I have plan. I'm not allowed even to start vaping even 1 minute before 5 p.m. Because if I don't have this mental discipline, that means I'm not going to be able to also have discipline on charts. To not over leverage or move my stop loss or whatever mistakes there are to make a trader not make money. So if somebody passes a challenge, they need to make it more strict, and they shouldn't change the way they were trading during the challenge phase. Because when you just pass the challenge, you think like the entire world is yours and you can do whatever you need.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
You need to calm yourself down, isn't it, and get back to
Calm yourself down.
Yeah.
Reduce the time that you dedicated for trading. Make it enjoyable, make it less.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, thank you for that. I think that was a very big gem that a lot of traders can take away from that. And then the last question is, for you, I assume are you a full-time trader now?
I don't know if I call myself a full-time trader, to be honest, because I'm doing other businesses as well. I've got a vape shop in Nottingham, so I'm running the vape shop, I'm trading, I'm doing so many other stuff, but I don't know if I'm a full-time trader or not, but I'm trading like literally every day.
Okay, so I'll ask you a hypothetical question. So if you were just working a 9 to 5, just one single 9 to 5, how much funding would you need to go all in on trading?
To give up on your work?
Yeah. At what point you say, okay, I've got enough funding, I'm going to go all in on trading, I'm going to quit from a 9 to 5?
100K account is more than enough to just, if you are really disciplined, if you really want this, 100K account is more than enough. Because let's say you have a strategy that makes 40% annual return. If you have a 100K account, that means 40%, that means 40K a year. That's minus 20%, let's say, for the pro firm, you will have around how much? Let's say
around 32K.
Yeah, 32K. And in the UK, average people don't make 32K a year.
Yeah.
And you can just do one trade a day, and the rest of the day just go and chill out.
Yeah.
You don't even need to work for anybody.
Yeah, the good life.
But the thing is, as I said earlier, most of them don't want it. I know they say they want to be successful, but that doesn't mean you really want it subconsciously. You need to train your subconscious mind by confirming to yourself every day.
Yeah.
I'm not vaping till 5 p.m. That's a confirmation for myself that I want trading. Otherwise, I would really love to vape right now.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And yeah, honestly, Diyar, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time. I think you dropped a ton of value as well. I definitely wanted to go into your strategy, but we've got a special episode coming soon where we're going to do a nice sit-down podcast where we dive into everything more about your journey, more about your strategy, your habits, your trading style and so forth, which I'm really looking forward to. So we'll save some more gems for later on. But for now, yeah, thank you so much for jumping on and sparing us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll catch you soon, yeah? Thank you, man. Take care. And there you have it. Thank you very much for tuning in today. We hope you got a ton of value from our Funded Trader interview with Diyar. By the way, we've actually got a special episode with Diyar where we're going to be sitting down to dive more into his journey, his strategies, and overall his experience so far. So please stay tuned. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on all of our socials.